Hello, welcome to Subway Energy Academy, the training section of Subway Energy Limited. This is our elegant logo. Subway Energy Academy is one of the leading online and offline training academy when it comes to power generation, be it the conventional power or the renewable energy, and the solar energy is included. But in this training, we are going to consider the renewable energy, which is the solar energy. We are going to take you on a step-by-step approach to reveal to you 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. We have been noticing that there has been an increase in failed solar system installation globally, and we are setting out to solve just this problem. So irrespective of where you are listening from, you are in Zimbabwe, Botswana, Cameroon, Nigeria, this message will get to you, and you get to understand the secrets, the nitty-gritty surrounding installing a successful or a solar system installation that will stand the test of time. We'll blow your mind with some secrets, information that we have learned over decades of our involvement in this business. We do this business on a day-to-day basis. So both the theoretical and practical experience we have been exposed to. You can visit our website to read more about us or know more about us. You can visit www.subwaylimited.com or www.c.subwaylimited.com. That is our training website. You might be asking, what really is our services? We are into general electrical design. If you want to build your house and you need to install the conventional power to power your electrical loads, Subway Energy Limited is your best brand, your best choice that you can invest in power business or power generation projects, and you will not regret. We are equally into solar system design, installation, and maintenance. And as we progress, you will see reason why we are saying that we are your best choice. We are into research. We know that every 2-3 years, new innovations are coming into any field of human endeavor. So we keep abreast. We keep updating ourselves with the latest trend in the power generation business. We are into sales. We are into training. And this is our training section. And we are into consulting. If you have any projects that is maybe beyond what you can handle, Subway Energy Limited will always bridge that gap. These are some of our signature projects. This is an industrial solar system installation. This installation powers a whole community. This is a residential solar system installation. The system was properly sized to take care of the loads that the client uses. This is a commercial solar system installation. You can see the number of inverters that we are using. You can see the number of charge controllers we are using. This is another commercial solar system installation. Here we are using 4 solar inverters, and we incorporate the string inverter into this installation. And taking a closer look at our signature projects, you understand that we keep abreast with the latest technology in the solar industry. Here we use 4 inverters. You can see this is a 10 kVA system, a 10 kVA system, a 10 kVA system, and we have the critical inverter here that is 5 kVA. We have the furnace inverter here. We have the furnace inverter here. We have the furnace inverter here. That was a commercial solar system installation. This is another residential solar system installation in which we use 4 solar batteries. This is a 5 kVA system. Here is another residential solar system installation. Each is a 10 kVA system. We are using the lithium battery. The lithium battery is unarguably one of the best battery that you can trust. So don't forget that we are talking about 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. And we are going to dissect each of the reasons so that you get full detail on why you are having a failed solar system installation. If you, after going through this video, if you are interested in our mentorship, our training, online or offline, please do well to contact Subway Energy Academy, training section of Subway Energy Limited. It will train you for at least 1 month in solar system installation, design and maintenance. You will definitely become the boss. You will become an authority, a voice to reckon with in the power generation business. Thank you once again for getting. Okay, our library. Our journey in the solar industry had exposed us to some of the secrets, the nitty-gritty that surrounds any successful solar system installation. And with our comprehensive course contents, we have been able to put up 6 textbooks in the solar industry. There are not copy and paste, so don't think that what is inside of these textbooks, you see it on the internet. They are not inside of the internet. It is our experience. It is exactly what we do in the field that we have documented, a step-by-step approach on how to carry out a particular task. When you go through our course contents, you understand what I mean. These books are available on Amazon. If you are in Nigeria, you can contact us, buy from us. This is the account detail. These books are available on Amazon. So if you are not in Nigeria, you can order your hard copy from Amazon. If you are in other parts of the country, you can buy the soft copy directly from us. So the first one we are having here is Solar Exclusive, The Secrets Made Simple. Why do we call it The Secrets Made Simple? There are many secrets in the solar industry, and we have been able to analyze it, bring it to a layman understanding, and we compile it in a book form. When you go through it, you understand the contents. Always look out for the contents of each of the textbooks so that you know exactly the one you are going after. The next one you are having here is Solar Companion. Solar Companion. It's a real companion. It's a 4-chapter textbook. A 4-chapter textbook. It talks about solar system design. You can see it is written the designer's guide. If you think of designing any solar components, solar battery, solar inverter, solar charge controller, Solar Companion is the best textbook that you can think of. It teaches you how to design the solar inverter. It teaches you how to design the solar battery. It teaches you how to design the solar panels. It teaches you how to design the solar charge controller. And everything surrounding the solar components. Everything, every information you need about those 4 solar components. That is the reason I'm saying that we don't want one textbook. The volume would be too much. So we pick some course content inside of our full coursework. We analyze it, we break it down to your own understanding so that we don't jump any step. So it is a step-by-step test. You can see 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. If you can't get any textbook, please, I will advise you get 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. I won't want to say much about this textbook. You can see it elsewhere. We have it's a compendium. I say 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. A compendium of decades of experience in the solar industry. It is decades of our experience in the solar industry that we have compressed it, then we have compiled it, and we have come up with this textbook. 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. When you are talking about roof racking is one of the prerequisites for any solar system installation. If you think of installing the solar system and you are not thinking of how you will rack the roof professionally, the installation is not complete. Else or otherwise, your system is just a backup system. So when you are thinking of, or when you are going for either a residential solar installation and you need to know how to rack the roof professionally, you are going for a commercial or an industrial solar system installation, and you want to understand how to rack the roof professionally, solar roof racking is the best textbook that you can think of. We have we have about 35 steps to follow when you are talking about roof racking. Then solar exploits. when you learn all that you want to learn, you certainly need to make exploits. To make exploits in the solar industry, you have to make good money in the solar industry. You can't just learn, get the skill, and you don't know how to monetize the skill. Solar exploits, cable sizing, all of them are bundled into solar exploits. When you talk about Solar Companion 2, we'll treat breakers, system protection, and other things in Solar Companion 2. Then I am Engineer Asana by name, and this compendium is compiled and made available to you courtesy Engineer Asana and other engineers in Subway Energy Limited. I am a solar consultant. If you need mentorship, if you need to consult us to do your solar system projects, always consult us. We are always available for you. When you consult us, don't think of a failed system installation. Think of a system that will stand the test of time if you allow us to play our role. We have done this business for decades and we know the honors. If you are interested in a physical training, we advise our students to first of all enroll into our online training, because we don't have the time to be teaching you everything we do on site in the physical training. When you attend our physical training, we go straight to the field and do the installation. So everything we will do in the field, we handle it in the online system installation. When you are talking about roof racking, we have detailed everything in the online training. So if you watch the videos, read the textbooks, when you come for the physical training, it's just to carry the rails, start mounting, and we find somewhere, relax, then think of how we can make it big or how we can make good money in the solar industry. It's always a pleasure knowing that you believe and you trust in solar. Okay, the introduction of some of our signature projects will not be complete if we don't show you some of our signature projects when it comes to solar panels installation. This is how we do our roof racking. You can see how we mount our solar panels. These are some of the products we use. You can see our battery. We are having 2 battery banks here. The engineers are there. You can see this battery. These are some of the materials we use during our solar system installation. You might be interested joining our paid training. That is the master class. And we have to introduce you to some of the topics that we will cover. We have carefully selected some of the topics in the solar industry that is of importance. We'll give you the needed information, the secrets, as it concerns the solar industry. The first thing we will consider if you join our training is an introductory aspect of solar energy. We take a closer look at the historical perspective, the people that pioneered this invention, some of the terminologies that you need when you are talking about the solar industry, because there is no discipline that doesn't have some registers. So we let you understand most of the terminologies we use in the industry, so that as we will be communicating, you follow us same. Then we will take a closer look at components of photovoltaic system. We just mentioned the components, what they are used for. Then we will narrow the training down to taking a closer look at each of the components, and we discuss it in detail. Then we will take a closer look at photovoltaic system types. We will expose you to some of the solar system types that we have in the solar industry. Then we talk about power generation, the different ways you can generate power. It must not be solar energy. There are other alternative ways of generating power for your electrical loads. Then we'll take a closer look at energy management opportunities, how you can effectively manage power, because we know that solar system installation is costly, and you need to really understand how to manage power when you go solar. Then we nail it on solar system failures. Don't forget that we are still on 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. And we are laying the foundation now. And if the foundation is strong, you get to understand what we are going to discuss. After that, we will take a closer look at power audits. We'll go in depth into power audits, because this is the very first stage when it comes to solar energy installation. And if you miss it here, there is no way you will be able to design a solar system that will stand the test of time. So we'll dwell on power audit in detail. We'll dissect it, open it up for you to see, so that you get to understand how to go about a professional power audit. After that, we'll take a closer look at electrical loads and how they affect the design of your solar system. We take a closer look at electrical load ratings, and we will take a closer look at the roof. We'll take a closer look at the roof. If I say closer look at, that is detailed explanation, all the nitty-gritty surrounding each of these concepts we have listed here. We will talk about opportunities in the solar industry. After our training, what are the likelihood that you are going to make money in this industry? There are millions of dollars in this industry. So it is only the smart that understand how to make money from this. And we will expose you to how you can become the big boss in the solar industry. And we will take a closer look at Solar Entrepreneurship 1 or Solar Entrepreneur 1, where we will expose you to the business aspects of this industry. Then, after that, we will talk about solar system design. We'll not just say solar system design, we'll teach you how to professionally design the solar inverter, everything surrounding the solar inverter, and how to professionally design the solar inverter. After this training, there is no size of solar system installation that you will not be able to design. If at the end of the day, we don't show you what we are promising you, you have every reason to ask of a refund of your money. We'll talk a closer look at the solar battery. Solar battery is what gives most professionals issues, because if your solar battery fell, that ends the story. So we will take an in-depth discussion of solar battery, types of solar battery, and how to professionally size your solar battery. The best battery you should choose when you are going for any solar system installation. We will teach you how to design solar battery. We'll take a closer look at the solar panel. How do you design your solar panel is a function of the battery banks you will charge with your solar panel. So we'll take a closer look at how to design the solar panel, and we will also teach you solar charge controllers. We'll dwell on these 4 components. Then we teach you solar inverter features. Each of these solar components, there are different brands, there are makes, there are different ratings. How do you go about it? It is not the solar inverter features alone that we will take a closer look at. We take a closer look at the battery, the solar panel, the charge controller, and the features of each of these components. Then we'll give you tests, we'll give you assignments, and there will be an examination to examine your understanding of what you have learned so far. Then we will progress. After that, what next? I say after that, what next? Don't forget, we are talking about 49 reasons why you have solar system failures. And we are trying to introduce you to the foundation, what you are expected or what you should expect as we progress in this. Okay, what next? We'll take a closer look at what we discussed previously. There is no school with a consistent, maybe you run training indefinitely. You need to give some people tests. You need to give them assessment, assignments. You need to give them examination. And when you resume, the first thing you should do is to do revision. Then one of the things we will consider when we resume is solar tools, accessories, and how to use them. We are still laying the foundation. We want to talk about 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. But you need to know about us. You need to know about other packages that we have. The physical training, the online training. If you are interested in contracting us to install solar for you, we are everly ready. After that, as part of our course content, we are trying to say that by watching this video, you have agreed not to sell Subway Energy Academy videos. This is our brainwork, our brainchild. We are saying that legal actions will be taken if you violate these agreements. After that, still on our course content, we'll take a closer look at the roof. You admire the roof I showed you. We'll take a closer look at the roof and everything surrounding roof racking. How do you rack your roof professionally? We talk about string diagram. After you finish racking the roof, you need to install the solar panels. And after that, you give a string diagram to show people how you connect, how the connections were done. Then we'll take you to teaching you how to write professional proposal, professional quotation, and how to write BOQ. Because even when you know how to install solar system, if you don't know how to write quotation, you don't know how to write proposal, sometimes you need to go out there and look for clients. It's not every time a client will be looking for you. And when you visit those clients, you need to present something before them. This is what you do. This is how we go about it. So we'll show you how to write professional proposal, quotation, and we'll talk about BOQ. Then after that, we'll talk about material procurement. How do you go about procuring your materials? It's not every material you see in the market that you should buy. We'll talk about cables and cable sizing. This has been a very big challenge in the solar industry. How do you size your solar cables? How do you size your solar cables? We'll take a closer look at it, an in-depth discussion on solar cables. Then we'll talk about solar component matching. How do you match the different solar component matching is different from solar component configuration. I'm talking about how you match the solar components. How do you are using this size of solar inverter? What battery or which battery should you use? Which solar panel? What is the rating of solar panels I should use? What is the rating of solar charge controller I should use when I'm using this size of solar panel? So that is solar component matching. We'll take a closer look at that. Then we'll talk about component installation, how you go about installing solar components professionally. Then we'll talk about breakers. This is another issue in the solar industry. You have to put protective measures so that your solar system installation can stand the test of time. So we'll take a closer look at breakers and breakers sizing, because if you install the solar system without protecting it from thunder strikes and every other thing, that solar system installation will not stand the test of time. We are giving you another warning that by watching this video, you have agreed not to sell Subway Energy Academy videos. Legal actions will be taken if you violate this rule. Then we'll talk about solar component configuration. What do I mean by configuration? Configuration is, you see us use 5, 6 solar inverters. How do we configure them to work as one? That we will also consider. Then we will talk about electrical drawing. When you finish installation of the solar components, a client or as a professional, you need to diagrammatically show how the installation was done. When we did roof, we talk about string diagram, but when we are talking about powerhouse, we are talking about electrical drawing. Then earthing is another issue in the solar industry. So we will as well talk about earthing deeply. We will dissect, give you the nitty-gritty, the secrets that we use when we are installing our solar systems. We talk about solar system commissioning. How do you commission your solar installation? Then we talk about troubleshooting and maintenance. There are sometimes after installation, your system will need troubleshooting. How do you get to understand what is the problem of your solar installation in case something happens? Then we'll nail it on solar entrepreneurship 2. Remember, we started with solar entrepreneurship 1. Then this, when we are talking about solar entrepreneurship, we are talking about how you can make money, how you can monetize the knowledge. It's not about learning. the knowledge you acquire must be able to put food on your table. If that aim is defeated, there's no point registering for our training. So those are some of the course contents or some of the discussion we will handle if you join our paid training or masterclass. A trial will always convince you. We are going to move into the business, the real deal. 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. Be patient, take your time, watch the videos, and always communicate to us. If you have any challenge, we're always ready and available to assist you. Subway Energy Academy, training men for. Okay, let's get started. We are considering 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. We are going to expatiate on 49 reasons, the problems to solar system installation failures, and we will provide you with the solutions to each of the problem. And at the end of this training, what do we seek to achieve with the videos? We are going to engage you with these videos. If you are an aspiring solar installer, I will advise you, when you finish watching these videos, you should enroll into our online or our offline solar training. If you are already a professional, you should equally enroll into our online or offline training. There are some secrets, there are some innovations, there are some things we would love you to hear and to learn, so that you will always have a free, successful, and stress-free life when you finish installing solar system for your clients. It's not easy when you finish installing a system for a client and the client will be calling you every now and then that there is a problem with the system. It doesn't speak well of you, or the system will automatically shut down. There are some secrets that we use, and those things are what we will expose you to. We won't have the time to exhaust everything here. We just list it, gives you the solution, but the main training is when you join our online or offline training. So we are setting out to let you understand that it's possible, it's 100% possible to install a solar system that will not fail the next 10 years, 10 to 15, in fact 20 years. The solar component manufacturers always give the components some years of warranty, and the solar panel sometimes there are given like more than 20 years warranty if you properly maintain it. The warranty might be void if you don't know how to maintain the solar component. So we are trying to let you understand that it is 100% possible to install a solar system that will stand the test of time. And during the course of this online training, will expose you, will broaden your mind, will take you to another level in which you will agree with us that it is very possible to learn this skill online because of the latest technology we have been exposed to. We use videos, we use live streaming when we are on site to show our students exactly what we are doing, but we cannot, that was not captured in this training. If you join the paid version of our training, you get to see all these things, and irrespective of where you are, any part of the world that you are, this message will get to you. Then, like every other profession, there are secrets to success in the solar industry. If you are struggling on how to get clients, how a client should get in touch with you, we cover this in our solar entrepreneurship. And until those secrets are made available to you, you'll still be struggling with failed solar system installation. We are here to reveal the secret. We don't hide anything from our students. So you have been lucky to meet us. This is your last bus stop when it comes to solar system design, installation, maintenance. We are the last bus stop. When we finish with you, you will never regret meeting us. If at the end of this training you don't get results, ask for a refund of your money. And we are considering 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. This piece or this training is a compendium of decades of our experience in the solar industry. We don't just wake up one day and start bringing this information to you. There are things we have accommodated over the years. One of the reasons why your solar system installation failed is not conducting power audit. We talk about power audit in detail. Let's just mention it. Not conducting power audit is the very first reason why you are having a failed solar system installation. We show you how not conducting power audit affects your solar system installation, design, and performance. Another thing, the number 2 point, when we are considering 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed, is using fake and substandard materials. That was the reason during the course of me showing you some of our signature projects. I take my time to show you some of the materials we use. So if you use fake, what I mean by fake, when we start the main training, you understand that we have fake products and we have substandard products in the market. Another thing is not asking the right questions. Somebody will ask me, what is the right question to ask? If you don't ask your client the right question, you will not get it right. If you don't ask yourself the right questions, you won't get it right. So, not asking the right questions is one of the reasons that contributes to your solar system failures. Poor solar component design. This topic is very elaborate, it's very broad. So we dissect each of these solar components and we teach you the nitty-gritty surrounding how to design each of these solar components. How do you properly size your solar inverter? How do you professionally size your solar battery? How do you professionally size your solar panels? Then we will talk about solar charge controllers. Okay, among the 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed is wrong material selection. When it comes to material selection, it's a whole new topic in our course content. So let's dive in. Let's take the very first reason why we have solar system installation failure. Let's just pick one of the reasons and dissect it, break it down, show you the nitty gritty surrounding just one of the reasons. After we pick another reason and expose you to the secrets surrounding such concepts. So, not conducting power audits is one of the reasons why you are having failed solar system installation. So, by way of introduction, we are saying that before any solar system design or installation is carried out, a proper power audit of the facility must be carried out to determine the power consumption of the facility. We'll talk about what a facility is. That is to determine the load, the electrical appliances that will be powered inside of the facility. There is no way you think of installing solar system without thinking of power audits. This is normally one of the reasons we normally take this as our number one consideration when we are teaching our students. We are saying that it is after proper power audits that the size and the costs of a solar system that will give power to a particular facility can be determined. It is after power audit that you can comfortably know the size of the solar system, the component and the costs that it will cost the client to go solar. Then what is this power audit? What do we mean by power? We are talking about power audit. What is power audit? We are saying that power audit is the feasibility study carried out on the energy consumption of a particular building or facility. That is how much load, what is the size of the load, the electrical loads that will be powered. We are not considering how big the facility is, how big your room is, how many rooms you are living in. Those are not the things that determine the size of a solar system. It is not the size of your room. It is not the size of the building. It is not the size of your land, where you occupy. It is the size of the electrical load. The electrical load ratings is what determine the size and the costs of any solar system installation. So we are saying that power audit is a feasibility study carried out on the energy consumption of a particular building. So we are saying power audit is essentially an energy analysis of a particular facility. So we need to analyze the energy consumption of a particular facility. When you will be hearing us talk about load, what do we actually mean by load? Load means your electronics and the power they consume. When we are talking about load, we are not talking about the load you carry when you are maybe coming back from somewhere. We are talking about electrical loads. We are talking about loads. We are not talking about the size of your bed, your center table. Those are not loads we consider when we are talking about solar system. We are talking about load, the electrical, the power consumption that your facility will require when we install solar system. And when we are talking about facility here, we are talking about the house. Facility means the house you live in, your business premises, your school, your compound, a polytechnic, a university, a church, a mosque, etc. So those are things we consider facility, the building that you live in. The building, your house, those are facility, your school, your business premises. Those are places we go for power audit and we say load is the electrical appliances that will be powered with the solar system. Don't forget, this is Subway Energy Academy. training section of Subway Energy Limited, and we are considering 49 reasons why you are having failed solar system in. Okay, we want to consider some of the reasons why you embark on power audit. There must always be a reason why you go for power audit. The first point that is before us is that power audit will give you first hand information on how much it will cost you to switch to solar power. What this means is when you go for power audit, all the information as to how much it will cost the client to switch to power, to solar energy, will be made available during the power audit exercise. If you don't go for power audit, there are certain information you will not be exposed to. Example, what will be the length of cable that you will use if you don't visit the site? If you don't visit the site, how will you know the mounting plane that you will use for the mounting of the solar panels? Because the mounting plane and where the powerhouse will be plays a role on the costs of the solar system installation. How will you know the roof type, whether the roof is in good condition, whether the roof will need replacement or amendment? So going for power audits will always give you first hand information as to how much the whole project will cost. And we are equally saying that the electrical load information, building information, energy management opportunities, electrical architecture, you have to be familiar with this, will be made available during power audits. When you go for power audits, you will be able to know the building information, the electrical load information, and you possibly suggest to the clients on ways to go about managing power in the facility. And we are saying this that all this information will be made available during the power audit exercise. Then another point is that it will give you the best possible way to design a system that will stand the test of time. That is, it will enable you design and build best solar energy system. Visiting a site for power audit will help you know exactly what the client is looking for. But if it were just to be a phone call, you might run into issues when you finish giving the client quotation. Maybe when you go to sites, what you will be seeing might be different from what the client told you on phone. So now we want to talk about executive summary. We all know what executive summary that means. I can stand here and explain everything as it concerns power audit. So executive summary of how power audit is addressed. When we are talking about executive summary, the very first thing we love talking about is overview of the power audit. Overview of the audit. A client come to your office and requested for a power, a solar system. You will certainly ask the client certain questions, and when the client respond to you, you will know exactly the type of audit that you are embarking upon. Is it going to be a residential power audit? Because the type of power audit determines the materials you take to site during power audit exercise. Is it a commercial power audit or is it an industrial power audit? That is overview we are talking about. And we know that preparation prevents poor performance. When you prepare for the power audit, you will be able to get the best out of the journey. So you will also be able to identify EMOs. EMOs means energy management opportunities. When you go for power audit, you will be able to advise the clients on the best possible way to manage power in his or her facility. That is, EMOs means energy management opportunities. You'll be able to advise the clients using this electrical load will not work well with solar system, because there are some electrical loads we advise clients not to use when we install solar system for them. They can do load shifting. We can separate the load. He will be powering some of those heavy loads if he doesn't have the financial muscle to install a full-blown solar, or if some of the electrical loads consume much power, we'll advise the client accordingly on the best way to preserve or conserve power, because energy management is very important to the success of any solar system installation. We will talk about this. Recommended actions, briefing on implementation plan. Maybe when you might have visited the site, you have taken notice of some things, then you will briefly tell the client how you will go about implementing the project. Most times, when you go to the site, you don't just start doing power audit. You meet your client and you people discuss. He will tell you, are you sure I will be able to foot this bill? And you will just assess some components and just give him a brief summary of everything before he will go ahead. He will tell you to go ahead to do the power audit. Most times we visit site 3 times: pre-power audit, the main power audit, and we also go for the power audit when materials is ready to be deployed to site. Then introduction and building information. What do we mean by building information? Building information simply means taking note of certain things, the roof information, the floor, how is the electrical architecture of the building, will the roof be used as the mounting plane? Is it a residential building, or is it a privately owned, or it is a rented apartment? So that is building information. Then objectives. Why do you even go solar? Most times the return on investment most times is not visible when you give some clients quotation. So you have to be familiar with this energy audit scope. How are you going to go about the energy audit? The audit team, you don't have to work alone. There must always be audit team. Building characteristics, we already said something about this. Building characteristics, is it a bungalow? Is it a 3-story building? And other things. Those things will add to the cost of the solar system. Okay, we are still on executive summary, and we are considering description of the equipment and systems audited. What do we mean by that? When you go for power audit, you have to understand the system types or the electrical load types. We have different types of electrical loads. We will talk about that, and the electrical loads that will be powered with the solar system installation affect the costs and the performance of the solar system. You have to equally take note of the capacity ratings, the electrical load ratings. Each electrical load is rated separately. I'm saying that each electrical load is rated separately. We have some electrical loads that are 20 watts, 50 watts, 80 watts, 100 watts, and so on and so forth. There are some that are less than what we have just mentioned. So you have to take note of the electrical load. Each electrical load, you have to know the rating. You have to take note of the zoning operation hours. How long will each of the electrical load will be operated? When we go for power audit, each electrical load, you have to ask the client, sir or ma'am, how long have you been running this load? How long do you run your television? How long do you run your fridge? Because this information will certainly affect the costs and the approach to use when you are designing and installing the solar system. So you have to take note of the operating hours of each of the electrical loads. Then we move to energy data and survey findings. You have to ask several questions concerning the historical energy consumption of the building. What do we mean here is you have to ask the client, how much have you been spending on the conventional power generation? Maybe you recharge your NEPA, your lights, you run your diesel generator, you run your fuel generator, or you have other alternative power sources. You have to ask. Sometimes you collect receipts of the expenditure. How much do you spend on repairing your generator? This information must be made available when you go for power audit, because there are some times you need to face some panel to defend your quotation or your proposal. So it is very vital for you to get this information, because this is where you base your argument as to why the organization or an individual, why he or she should go solar. Because if the return on investment will take like 20 years before you can get a return on investment, the time frame is too long. The system performance evaluation or and practices. Then we take a still on executive summary. Still on executive summary, we talk about identification and evaluation of potential EMOs. We already discussed what EMOs mean, identification and evaluation. Which electrical components will you need to eliminate? Maybe bring in new energy saving electrical appliances. When we go for power audit, most times in some of the commercial installation we do, the organization will need to let go of all those old analog AC, all those old analog fridge, all the electrical load that consumes so much power, because they will tend to drain your system, they will tend to drain the battery. Not that they cannot be powered with a solar system, but the cost of powering those old electrical loads would be too much. Example, you are going and an AC is like is about, let me say, 1 horsepower. There are some AC that are, they still perform, their energy efficient. So we advise clients to go for such ACs. Lists of recommended EMOs and implementation plan. We already talked about implementation plan and conclusion and recommendation. Most times, this conclusion, you can take it to your office after you finish designing and taking into the financial implication of going solar. You can advise the client accordingly. Conclusion and recommendation. But if it is maybe a residential solar system installation, you can just stand there and advise the client on the best way to go solar. If it is that one, you don't need much, you can tell the client, okay, How much is your budget? How much? Because a client will always have a budget for a particular project. You have to sit down with the client, ask him certain questions. How much is your budget? If he's able to let you know his budget, you can ask him, can you go, maybe can you add something so that we give you a good system? If that is the last money he has budgeted for the project, no problem. We can always do load separation, in which some of those loads that are too heavy and those loads will increase the cost of solar system installation, he or she can power it with the conventional electricity, or maybe if he wants to be pumping water with solar, but the cost of installing a system size that can run the pump, he doesn't have that financial muscle. He can be using his generator to pump water. That one might be once in a blue moon. But when it comes to maybe lighting, television, laptops, he can power with the solar system. That will drastically reduce the cost of solar system installation. So those are the recommended actions you have to advise the clients. So we are saying that by you watching this video, you have agreed not to sell Software Energy Academy videos. These videos belong to Software Energy Academy. We are saying that legal actions must will be taken if you violate this rule or this agreement. This is our warning letter. We have written it now to you to let you know that if somebody needs to learn solar, bring the person. We give you your own percentage. We give people referral bonus. If you refer people to come and learn with us, we certainly watch your hand. So there is no possibility. You have to always be original. If you want to train people, sit down and be original in your approach. We are not doing copy and paste. What we are teaching you is exactly what we do. So don't pirate these videos. It is our property. So always respect yourself. And okay, let's look at types of solar power audits. If you fail to understand all these concepts that I am talking about, there is no way you will have an installation that will not fail. Don't forget, we are talking about 49 reasons why your solar system installation failed. And our focus is on power audits. If you don't know how to conduct a professional power audit, you are not fit to be called a solar system installer. Irrespective of how well you can install, you might be an electrician and you want to switch to understanding how to install solar system. You have to first of all understand the nitty-gritty surrounding the solar industry. Commercial electrical installation is different from the solar system installation, design and maintenance. So if you are proficient in the commercial electrical installation, design and maintenance, that doesn't give you the warranty that you are a professional solar system installer. You might know how to link the cables, but your system might not stand the test of time. So the very first type of solar power audit is benchmarking power audits. What do you mean, or what am I referring to benchmarking power audits? We are saying this type of power audit consists of a whole building energy use analysis based on the historic utility use. We have talked about this, cost, and the comparison of the performance of the building to those of similar building. You can look this up. Another type of power audit is the walkthrough power audit. What do we mean? I don't want to waste time here. What do we mean by walk through power audit? This involves a visit of the building in order to identify energy conservation measures and energy saving opportunities. I've said before now that if we are going for power audit, most times we visit the site 3 times before equipment will be deployed. So maybe when you go for that first time is pre before you go for the main power audit. Then when the equipment will be deployed, you go again for power audit. Then we talk about detailed power audit. Detailed power audit, by inference from what I'm saying, is the second time you went for the power audit. So what is a detailed power audit? It consists of detailed site walkover to identify the energy profile of the building by completing surveying great detail. As a professional, there are some detailed information you need when visiting a site for power audit. Then we have the investment grade power audit. This type of energy audit involves detailed analysis of capital intensive improvements and require rigorous engineering analysis. Most times, engineering analysis needs to come to play here. If you climb the roof and you look at the integrity of the roof, the planks, the roof trusses that support the structure, we'll talk about roof in detail. So you need to really take into cognizance whether the roof trusses will be able to support the panels laying. And if you are constructing stanchion, there is a calculation as to the load that will be put on the metal structure. So all these are put forward before you when you join our training. So this still remains Subway Energy Academy, the training section of Subway Energy Limited. After watching these videos, if you are satisfied with this information and you want to get detailed understanding of each of the approach, each of the concept, each of the course content that we handle during our physical and online training, please do well to join our masterclass. That is the paid version of this training, and you will never regret making this investment in your future, in your energy requirement, because if you are able to generate power yourself, you will certainly live a life free from uninterrupted power. Thank you for still being standing with us and watching this. Okay, let's us consider the different ways in which we classify power audits. There are different ways we classify power audits. One of such way is by classifying power audits as a residential power audit. What do we mean by a residential power audit? The residential power audit is the type or the class of power audits in which the power audit is carried out on a residential building. Most times, living apartments don't have too much or bigger size of electrical load, or the system size that is normally installed on a residential building is not as big as that in which we install on a commercial or an industrial facility. So that is one class of power audit. We have another one as a commercial power audits. There are power audits that are carried out in commercial buildings. Commercial buildings like the banks, the supermarkets, and other commercial facilities. they make use of heavy loads. You cannot think of installing solar system in a commercial building and you are thinking of installing a 3 kVA or a 5 kVA system. But when you are talking about a residential building, you can install a 3.5, a 3 kVA, a 5 kVA, 10 kVA system. Whereas the case is different when you are talking about a commercial facility. Then we equally have industrial power audits. It is that power audit that is carried out in an industrial facility, or if you want to power an entire community. This is that type or that class of power audit that is known as industrial power audit. The different, you use different approach to address the different types of or classification of power audit. Let's consider, at least you want to go for power audit. Let us just briefly expose you to some of the tools that you will need. There are numerous tools, but we just narrow it to very few because we will talk about solar tools as we move to maybe the paid version of this training. We will deliberate on all the solar tools that you can ever think of. But now we are just narrowing it down to the ones we use basically for power audits. You cannot go for power audit and you roll out your writing materials, your pen and your notebook, just for the purpose of writing, taking in data, and for documentation drawing. Then we think, or when you are talking of power audits, you are going for power audits, you cannot do without your clamp meter. This is your clamp meter. What is the purpose of this clamp meter? It is used for measuring electrical parameters. When we move to the paid version of this training, how to use each of these solar tools accessories you will be exposed to. This is your digital caliper. When you are talking about the roof, you want to mount solar panels on top of the roof. You need to know the roof gauge. It's very important. You have to be sure of the roof gauge that you have to install the solar panel. We'll talk about the roof at length when we get to that particular concept. So here we are just listing the solar tools that are used during power audit exercise, and the digital caliper is one of them. What is the digital caliper used for? It is used to measure roof gauge. Then we have the digital compass. This is your digital compass. When you are going for power audits, you need to know your direction, the sun path, the geographical area, and the instrument that you use in doing all those things is called the digital compass. Most times, well, I won't say you can do without it. So another very important tool that you can always take along with you is your measuring tape, because you are going to take dimension. You are going to know the length of the roof, the roof dimension. You are going to know the powerhouse dimension. You are going to know the length of cable, that so you certainly need the measuring tape. What is the measuring tape used for? Just to take measurement. So those are some of the electrical tools that you will need when you are embarking on power audits. Then the next thing would be, let us take a closer look at a step-by-step approach for conducting solar power audit. There are stages, there are the chronological order in which you follow when you are embarking on a power audit. That is the reason we use this diagram to show you that A, B, C, D, E. There are different stages and steps you have to follow. You don't have to, you can jump the step, but make sure that you don't miss any of those steps. We are saying that though this list may not be followed chronologically, but it's important to note not to miss or skip any of the steps. when embarking on any size of solar power audit. So that is what we are saying. Okay, we are looking at the last step when it has to do with power audits, a step-by-step approach. You have to make sure that you test for earthing in the facility and be sure that the earthing is perfect. Earthing is one of the course contents as it concerns this training. We'll show you how to go about the whole stuff when it has to do with earthing. So you have to test for earthing. Then electrical load. This is one of the reasons, in fact, this is the reason why we talk of solar energy. Electrical load. You cannot rule out electrical load when you are talking of solar system installation. This is the reason why we say you go solar to power the electrical load. So what are electrical loads? We are saying that electrical loads are objects that uses electricity. Electrical loads are not your table, they are not your bed, they are not your pots. There are objects that uses electricity or devices that uses electricity. And you have to know that the electrical power may either be AC or DC. Example of electrical loads are your television, your air conditioner, your laptop, your light bulb, and your radio. There are other electrical loads, as you will see in the course of this. We can exhaust this. Some electrical loads are AC in nature, and some are DC in nature. We will talk about AC and DC electrical loads when we will be talking about types of solar systems installation. There are some solar systems that are AC in nature. There are some solar systems that are DC in nature. We'll talk about that. Then electrical load is simply any component of a circuit that consumes power or energy. So by way of definition, we have successfully given you a concise definition when we are talking about electrical loads. Then below are some electrical loads that we use in our homes. You can take a look at them. Coffee maker, blender, and the rest. Oven, dish, water, speaker, your electric guitar, fan. These are some of the electrical loads. This we can't exhaust this. I have already said. We move to types of electrical loads. You have to be very attentive here because the type of electrical load affects the way you design and install the solar system. We are going to take it step by step, one step at a point. We'll discuss each of the type of electrical load, and maybe when we move to the paid version, we will talk about how each of the electrical load affects the design and installation, the performance of your solar system installation. We are saying that we have many types of electrical loads, including the resistive loads. We'll talk about what resistive loads are and how to size systems that will be powered with resistive loads. We talk about inductive loads, what inductive loads are, and how to size systems that will be powered with inductive loads. We talk about capacitive loads, though no load is purely capacitive. So we talk about capacitive loads. Then we talk about critical loads. Critical loads, we talk about critical loads and how to power our design systems and install systems that will be used in a critical scenario. We'll talk about phantom or vampire loads. Those are some of the load types that we have when we are talking about solar system installation. And let's take a closer look at resistive loads. What are resistive loads? We are saying that resistive loads are loads consisting of heating elements. There are loads that consist of heating elements. They include incandescent bulb or incandescent light, toasters, ovens, space heaters, and coffee makers. These loads consume lots of power. We don't like them when we go for installation because they tend to drain the solar battery easily. Imagine you using one resistive load. That's the capacity or the rating of a particular resistive load might be up to like 300 watts resistive load, more than that. So we don't love because they use heating elements. for the element to heat up before it can perform the needed work it is designed to perform. It consumes lots of power. So we not that we hate resistive, not that solar system cannot power resistive loads, but you have to invest so much on such solar system installation. Then this is an example of resistive load. This is an example of a resistive load. We all know what this is. We all know what this is. So this is a typical example of a resistive load. Then we will talk about other types of loads. So please always be very, imagine before you can put these hot plates, we call it hot plate. That was when we were in that place, school. You use this in your hostel. You heat up. Sometimes they will prohibit using of hot plate because if 10 people plug their hot plates, you know what that means. So most times it's prohibited in the hostel, but you have to always find your way because you don't have money to buy kerosene or you don't have gas. So this is a resistive load. Imagine this bulb running with solar system. We have energy saving bulbs that can still do this with the same illumination, sometimes more than this. So these are all resistive loads. Okay, let's us talk about inductive loads. We finished talking about resistive loads. We'll finish it up in our page training. What are inductive loads? We are saying that inductive loads are loads that make use of motors in their operation. If you have witnessed or if you have on your fridge before, you know that it makes use of motors or motor. Your AC make use of motor in their operation. So those are inductive loads. So we are saying that using this type of loads will require your system to be properly sized to take care of the starting process of these types of loads. During the starting process, if you are using generator to run your inductive load, you will hear the sound of the generator will change. The generator will vibrate. The generator will vibrate. That is when the electrical load consumes lots of power. At a certain point, you hear the sound of the generator will normalize. That is during the starting process, and that process we term it as such effects. So when you are sizing solar systems for such loads, you have to make sure that the system size, when we are talking about the system size, we are talking about the solar inverter. The solar battery takes care of the duration of usage, whereas the solar inverter takes care of the size of the electrical loads that will power to the solar system. So we are saying that there are referred to as such loads, and when designing solar systems that will power inductive loads, the inverter size should be 3 times bigger than the rating of the inductive load. So if you are using a fridge that is 1000 watts, that means your inverter size should be at least 3 kVA, 3 kVA, so that it can handle the such effects during the starting process of those loads. Example, your fan, your vacuum cleaners, your dishwashers, they use machine compressors, washing machines and compressors in refrigerators and air conditioners. These are, or this is a typical example of an inductive load, the fridge that is before you here. If you are interested in our paid version of the training, you can deposit your money here. DM me for the cost. DM me for the cost, or you check our website. The cost of our training is always available on our websites for public consumption, or if you have not been able to, or if you have not opportune to visit our website, you can DM me, then I'll let you know the cost. Then let's talk about capacitive load. We are saying that capacitive load do not exist in a standalone format. There's no load that is purely capacitive. No device are classified as capacitive in the way light bulbs are categorized as resistive and air conditioners are inductive. Capacitors in large circuits are useful in controlling power use. So there is no particular load that we say this is a capacitive load. So, but when you are talking about electrical loads that are made up of capacitors, we all know the function of capacitors. So take a closer look at critical loads. What are critical loads? Critical loads are loads that run for 24 hours. In your facility or in banks, you see them, they run their ATM for 24 hours. Even though you go by 12 a.m., the ATM will still be on for you to withdraw money. Your CCTV camera, there are critical loads. There are loads that are run for 24 hours. Then you need a system that is properly sized to take care of such duration of usage. We'll be considering duration of usage and how it affects solar system design and installation. So critical loads are loads that run for 24 hours every day, all year round, and you already know that the duration of usage is one of the determining factor when sizing a solar system. There are electrically driven loads backed up by a source that is independent of the normal grid power supply, in which such source of power is not allowed to shut down. So when you are running critical loads, you are not expected to allow the system shut down. You are not expected to allow the system shut down. Example of critical loads are data centers that save us, data center savers, life support equipment in hospitals. We have been able to maybe get in contact with some of these equipment or electrical loads, operating theaters in hospitals, emergency lighting systems, ATMs, in banks, security cameras. Then let's take a closer look at phantom or vampire loads. What are phantom loads? You don't call them phantom loads, you call them vampire loads. Phantom loads are those electrical loads that still uses electricity on standby power when turned off. Basically, there are some appliances that even though you shut them down, they still consume power. They will still be consuming power. Those types of loads are vampire loads or phantom loads. They affect the performance and the durability of your solar system installation. You are not aware of it. You are not aware of it. Immediately you press your television, it powers on. Why? Because it's a phantom load, a phantom or vampire load. So we advise clients to always remove the electrical those electrical loads from the outlets so that you can totally disengage the power source or the system or the electrical load from the power source. Example of vampire loads or phantom loads are your television, your DVD player, your stereo, your cell phone. So the above devices consume energy even while they are in off mode. They still consume power, but you don't know. They still drain your battery, you don't know. So when we install system for clients, we always advise them. We give them the do's and don'ts of our own installation so that the system will still stand the test of time. Don't forget, we are Subway Energy Academy, one of the leading training academy, online and offline, when it comes to renewable energy. We are talking about 49 reasons why your solar system installation fail, and we start by narrowing it down to power audits. And we are happy that you are following us. You have gotten us up to this point, and we are going to continue dissecting power audits so that you get to understand what we actually do when we go for. Okay, we are looking at how to manage phantom and vampire loads in our homes. We have to expose you on, or we have to expose you to how to manage some of the phantom loads that we have. We have put down here that you have to unplug appliances and electronics when you are not using them. If you are not charging your cell phone or other battery operated device, unplug the charger from the wall. Then we are equally saying that use power strips that allow you to unplug several electronics by flipping a single switch. This is what we mean. Assuming you are in your house, it's advisable you use something like this in which you can plug three electrical loads depending on the rating of the electrical load. That there are some electrical loads you cannot plug here. I hope you are aware of that. There are some electrical load that this cable cannot carry. There are some electrical loads. I don't want to go further or more than that, but there are some electrical loads. Common sense will tell you there are some electrical loads you cannot plug here. If you plug here, this cable might catch fire. But when you are using very little electrical loads, this is the approach. You plug all of them so that you can at least remove this switch and everything will switch off. Then it might not be practical for all devices to be unplugged when not in use. So when you are looking to purchase or replace electronic devices that are not easily unplugged, look for Energy Star devices. What are Energy Star devices? Energy Star home electronics use less power in their standby mode, therefore reducing your overall phantom loads. Look for the Energy Star logo on computers and appliances if you want to lower your home's energy costs. We are trying to, when you install, we know solar system installation is very costly. So when you are trying to cut costs on the installation, please go for appliances like this. Go for appliances that are energy efficient electrical appliances. 3 watts, 5 watts, they are low efficient appliances that you can power with your solar system. Then how electrical load affect the size of a solar system installation. Electrical loads is the main reason why we install solar. So we can exhaust this here. We will talk about this in our paid version. So how does the electrical load affect the solar system installation? And this concept will also is one of the reasons why your solar system installation is failing. The type of electrical load is one of the factors that determine the size of the solar system. The type of electrical load, we talk about electrical load, the resistive loads, the inductive loads, the capacitive loads, the critical loads, and the phantom loads. They affect the solar system sizing process. The empowering critical loads will require the solar system to run for 24 hours. If you are designing a system that will be run for 24 hours, that is money. That is real money all day throughout the year, and this will definitely determine the design process. It's going to be a different ball game when you are designing solar systems that are critical in nature. Powering inductive load and resistive loads require that the solar system should be properly sized to take care of these types of loads. We'll be talking about sizing of the solar system in detail when we go to solar component sizing. Inductive loads require your solar system size to be times 3 of the inductive loads to take care of the source effects of the inductive load. We already said this. So we'll talk about them, how they really affect solar system design or solar component design in detail. So this is just a tip of the iceberg. So we are saying that solar system design is dealt with in Solar Companion. It's better you get a copy of Solar Companion and as well join our next training so that you can get full detail, a comprehensive instruction on how to go about design, installation, and maintenance of the different solar